Welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. This is Brandon Ford.
And it is my intention to make no provisions herein for Brandon for reasons which are well known to him. Tony the Tiger.
For God's sake. Tony seems to think we're doing Mama Dearest. But no, unfortunately we're doing a movie that's even worse. We are doing the 1998 Gus Van Sant remake of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. And there has been a slippery slope with copyright infringement stuff on YouTube. So there are going to be two versions of this commentary because this is a Universal film, so it's a major studio film, and it's probably going to get blocked. So if you're listening on YouTube, there will not be any movie audio in the background. However, if you would like to hear the full, uncut, uncircumcised version of the episode with the movie audio, you can find it on your favorite podcasting platform by just typing in the Blind Rage Podcast. You can find it on Spotify and Anchor and Podbeam and Apple and Outcast or whatever that other one's called. All that stuff. So yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do from now on. Unless we're doing something that's completely Z grade that I know nobody's going to give a fuck about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing two versions.
Okay.
Because yeah, things have gotten blocked. My night school episode got blocked, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I think I'm alright with night school. Nobody gives a fuck about night school. Yeah, night school got blocked outright. Night school did not get a copyright claim, it got blocked. So no night school, unfortunately, and I can't have another version because it's already mixed and I don't have the files. But before we get into all the good stuff, I would like to get the plugs quickly out of the way. I would like to encourage all the listeners to please check out my books in hardcover, Kindle, and paperback editions by going to Amazon.com, typing in Brandon Ford. There you'll also find my author page, which you can subscribe to in order to receive email notifications whenever I have a new release. I also have several titles available in audiobook format, which you can find on Audible by typing in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. Please subscribe to the Blind Rage Podcast YouTube channel. Just type in the Blind Rage Podcast because I don't know how to change the link. You can also find me on Letterboxd and Twitter at Brandon Ford. You can follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, please feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the Blind Rage Podcast official Facebook page to like and subscribe. Last and most importantly, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Blind Rage Podcast on your preferred podcasting platform. So, got through that without incident, I think. So how are you?
Well, I've told you, I've been in a bit of a recovery with some tonsil issues and earache and yada yada yada, all fun and games. It's the last time I'll ever let a homeless man piss in my mouth. So I've mainly been watching a bit of comfort television. So like I told you, I've been watching The Great Kiwi Bake Off with some very, very handsome men in that and some lovely women. By way of Netflix, I've been watching a small mini series called The Most Hated Man on the Internet, and that was interesting. That was about the revenge porn saga of the
I don't know about that.
The 2010s with what's his bloody name, Hunter Moore. he used to run a site called Is Anyone Up? And people would start posting up pictures of... It was to post up pictures of naked people. And what had happened is he and a fellow gentleman were hacking and stealing photos from girls and then posting them and then refusing to take them down.
That's so sad.
No, but I find it quite sad, the reaction that people get where there was a lot of victim blaming, and that's something that I really dislike. And
That's even sadder.
yeah. And how about yourself?
I have been watching a lot of bad stuff on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of Karen videos and a lot of court cam videos.
Did you ever watch the movie Karen?
There's a Karen movie. Is it about
Yeah.
the current Karen? No.
Yeah, it's about like a woman who sort of is like, oh, I haven't watched it, and because it's like I said, it's not really a headspace I enjoy, but like it was sort of like about an.
Who
I think
plays
it was like
Karen?
a nosy neighbor. Let me get back to you if you want to talk about what you've been watching.
Okay. All right. I was intrigued. But
Well, I thought before we start the movie, I'll use the internet to look it up.
well, as far as movies go, I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. But I started a documentary yesterday that I didn't get to finish, but I was enjoying. And it's called The Booksellers, and it is very reminiscent of a lot of the documentaries I've seen where people have this addiction to collecting VHS, and they go to all the garage sales and thrift stores to find that perfect title and resell it and stuff like that. Except these are people who collect books, and they go to auctions to collect to find rare first print editions. And I learned some stuff about some books that sold for quite a bit of money. There was a very early edition of the Bible that was owned by some prince or something that sold at an auction for $25 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so people are very passionate about books, and I like that. And I also watched the Ari Aster short film, The Thing About the Johnsons, which was, I thought, quite well done. Some of the acting was a little iffy, but I thought it was very bold of him, because the idea was born out of taboo subjects, and he said that he had when he was going to AFI, they wanted you to produce, or they were basically grooming you to produce films that were very mainstream Hollywood, politically correct, don't push the envelope, don't push any boundaries, just do what everybody else is doing, blah blah blah. So he wanted to stand out with something different, and he definitely did something different. But the actor who played the son, the older version of the son, was in the class with him, and they worked out the idea together.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought it was good. I think he has another short
Yes.
on there.
I forget what it was called though. But to let you know, the actress who played Karen is called Taryn Manning.
Oh, from Crossroads.
Yes. It's directed by someone called Coke Daniels.
Coke Daniels.
So it's Karen attempts to displace the new black family that moved into the neighborhood, but they can't
Oh
without a fight.
no. Okay, no, I'll skip it.
Well,
Thank you.
it sort of reminds me of what happened in that where there was that Central Park photographer, and he got attacked by that woman who was like, "What are you doing?" or something.
You just described a million current situations.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not. They're not really a thing that I like to go into.
All right. Well, speaking of getting into things,
That you don't want to get into.
well, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna watch Psycho. I doubt this will be too difficult to find if you want to watch along with us, or if you just want to listen, you can do that.
I feel like you could even watch it with the original because they're frame for frame.
No,
Don't
no,
do that,
they,
but-
they no, because they changed some stuff. They changed some dialogue. They
That's
shortened
true.
some
Yes,
scenes.
yeah. I did read that.
All right. So we are going to be. Let me just make sure I have the Psycho file pulled up because all I need is to fucking
Wait.
stop the recording and fuck up this one because I already thought that this episode was going to be an epic fail. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. So I actually saw this theatrically
Oh,
when
really?
it first came out. I did.
The Psycho music, it always reminds me of the Death Becomes Her music. And I sort of start wanting to start singing, "What do I see?"
No. One thing that I never liked in the original version or this version is that weird thing that they do when the title comes up and the letters kind of,
Jackass.
the center of the letters, yeah, they switch back and forth side to side, and then it does it again when Alfred Hitchcock's name comes up.
Yes.
Never a fan of that.
I was. And still am.
I don't like it.
I think it's to indicate his split personality.
Is that what it is?
Well, that's what I
Oh,
believe.
I apparently you were correct in that Julianne Moore was playing Lila as a lesbian.
Well.
I never got that before.
Her big dark energy. She was taking lessons
Well.
from Anne.
Well, I just thought that she was playing her well because Lila in the original was very timid and meek and clutching her purse and her pearls, and she just couldn't handle it. She was very emotional. But I thought Julianne wanted to play her as stronger,
Less
and more
fragile.
abrasive. And I'm not going to take any shit. I want to know what's going on. I want to find my sister. So yeah, I thought that's what she was taking in the approach, and that approach, and I think that she did, but I just didn't connect those dots there.
Found the
Either
cinematographer
way,
is an interesting choice. But sorry,
Cinematographer.
it was an interesting choice. He's an Australian cinematographer who he does most of his work in the Hong Kong film industry, and he's much more known for like frenetic, like free-based cinematography. So I remember watching an interview with him saying that this was very different for him, where he had to really not steer away from being improvisational.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because they had to. Well, or they meant it was very strong. It was very. It was very intentional for them to match the colors and the angles and all the photography that Alfred Hitchcock did but to just do it
Yeah.
differently, i.e. with color.
And also, there was
So,
intentions to do stuff that Alfred wanted to do, but couldn't at the time. Like, for
well,
instance, this
this
end shoot
shot
scene.
right
Yeah.
here, yeah, was what he wanted to do with the camera going into the window and then going right to the bed, but the technology wasn't there, obviously in 1960. Um, but so what did you think of the when it was announced that this was going to be a shot-for-shot remake?
Um, I feel I was maybe a bit too young at the time to be annoyed, like to be far too invested in that concept. Because in
Mm.
'98 I was maybe 13, which like
Mm.
I could have, I could have been annoyed, but um, I hadn't actually seen the original Psycho yet. I remember seeing the there was a big poster at the cinema for it where it was her at the shower curtain, and I thought it looked good. But then I don't think I ended up going to see it because my sisters had seen Psycho and were
They ruined the ending for you.
they were horror fans of the '80s, so Psycho for the '60s isn't very horrific. And
So
also, I
you're
don't think
saying that
anyone
you
was a fan
didn't
of
know
Van
the
Hesh.
twist?
Just by the way, it took me a
Mm.
while to really warm to her. And even then, I'm still like, I wouldn't really watch a movie just because she's in it.
Um, I think she does well
I
here.
think so, yeah.
I think everybody does well except for one person. But we have a really good supporting cast, and it is somewhat of a Boogie Nights reunion because you got
Yes.
Julianne, you got Philip
And
Baker
Vigo this is his
Hoffman,
second
and
Alfred Hitchcock remake after A
yeah,
Perfect
The
Murder.
Perfect Murder. Um, well,
Yeah.
that was a loose remake. But
It is nice to
uh,
see the man being nude and the woman being dressed.
that's the same thing that Anne Heche said in the commentary, and it was a very nice shot indeed.
Yes.
Well, see, the thing was, have you read the book?
No, I haven't. And is the book called Psycho as well?
It
Yeah.
is, and it's different in that they do go into detail more, or the author, I should say. Robert Bloch goes into detail about their relationship because you really don't know what their relationship is, how they met, what the extent of it is. All you know is that he's stuck in Fairville, she's in Arizona, and he's paying alimony to his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Um, but they met in the book. They met, I believe, on a cruise, and they began a romance that led, uh, or that continued on after they returned home, and then they had started seeing each other.
Yeah.
I think it was bi-weekly.
But I reckon that's
But
an excellent thing to do for a movie is to have a movie that's 90 minutes, but to have a backstory that can be expanded on outside of that. You don't need to know their background, but knowing that there is a background makes it even more interesting.
mm, well, I think, and also the biggest difference is the appearance of Norman, who is about 40 in the book, and he's balding and pockmarked
Okay.
and overweight, and I believe he wears Coke bottle
Yeah.
glasses. And he's an avid reader, and he likes to read books about jungle tribes.
Okay.
I just remember a passage in a book that he was reading about a drum that was covered with human skin. And of course, one of the biggest things that people talk about, which is different from the movie, is that when Marion gets killed in the shower, he cuts her head off
Oh, okay.
in the book. And her name is Mary
Yeah.
in the book.
Okay. The not the boss, but the cowboy. I feel that he's from my favorite movie.
He's
It's from Mulholland Drive. He did that.
I think he's Ron Howard's father.
Really?
I think.
Well, it's a Brian Grazer production.
Possible.
No, it is.
These glass doors always kind of annoyed me. Like, they see her standing there, yet she still knocks. You would think that, that he would just wave her in when he sees her approach.
It depends on
the
the type of boss he is.
Or if it wasn't an inopportune time, then he would hold up a finger
Yes.
or something.
Which one,
Give me a
though?
minute. The bad one.
Oh shit! It wasn't like she was waiting at the glass. She knocked as she went up to it.
But she still knocked.
Okay, fine. You make it sound as if she was like shuddering at the door in the rain, and he still wasn't even looking up.
Okay, you. All right, settle. I didn't like the way Rita Wilson played the other secretary.
I don't know what her range of acting is.
Not very far.
Like, because I feel like she hasn't had the need to have an extended range. Or maybe I just haven't seen her in that many movies. How much money would require you to run away?
I wouldn't steal any money because I have too much of a conscience. I would
so
be
diamonds.
looking over my shoulder. I would be looking over my shoulder the whole time. And it's like, what are you going to do? It's not like they have plans to run away to Mexico or anything. She is going to Fairville to give him the money to get out of debt. And then what?
Yeah.
She really didn't think it through.
I wonder what, because apparently with this movie, it was sort of the first time Alfred had sort of said to Cinematex to say not to allow people in after a certain point. Because apparently
Yes.
a lot of audience members will just go to a movie whenever.
Well, because I think with with the double and triple bills, you could.
Yeah.
Especially like on 42nd Street and stuff.
I always remember The Simpsons send up of this where Homer's in the back of the car like, you mean I'm going to be a daddy? See, that scene was
I don't know what that
recreated
I'm
in
talking-
Pulp Fiction.
What the boss crossing the street?
Yeah, with Marcello.
These were the days before green screen. This was when they were still doing blue screen.
Oh, okay.
And
And before that,
all
it was
of her
black
scenes
screen.
in the car. No, all of her scenes in the car were all blue screen,
Okay.
and she didn't know what the fuck she was looking at,
Yeah.
because everything was added in post.
Yeah.
And here comes fucking James Remar.
Oh, that's right.
He's so fucking gross.
I thought he played it well. He was very,
Well,
very cold. Just
during the commentary, they said that he was the only actor in the entire movie who wanted to emulate the performance of the original actor to the letter.
yeah, which I think is fine. That
Everybody
one
else
person
wanted to do
so
something
that's good.
different. Um, and I think she and does well, because she doesn't try to copy Janet Leigh's
Yeah, yeah.
performance.
Well, even
Um,
the original scriptwriter felt that Anne did a very different job than Janet. That they had very different background
yes, yeah,
personalities.
yes. And what I think that she did, that Janet did, um, but she did differently, but also at the same time very well, is you can tell how nervous she is,
Yeah, yeah,
because she's not. This is the first time she's ever committed a major crime, and she's not a good liar either.
yeah. And she's bad at maths.
Um,
Like you say.
and she's bad at math. Um, I think she said that was her. She fucked that up. That wasn't in
And they
the
just kept it in.
original.
Yeah.
They just kept it in. I always thought the whole um, thing with the scrap of paper being found beside the toilet when Lila and Sam go into the room was a little too convenient.
Shouldn't put a.
Because he did mop the floor after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact.
Shouldn't put a seatbelt on.
Um, and I must say, as bad as Vince's performance is, I hated the ad libs that he felt compelled to do.
Ah, okay. I will say I found Vince Vaughn a bit disappointing. More than I didn't hate him. I just was disappointed because I think they could have done better with it. Like
Well,
I
he
don't think he's
was
a
kind of an up and
terrible
comer at the
actor, but
time.
yeah.
I think he's a terrible
Okay.
actor. I haven't seen him
Do well.
do a good job in
I mean,
anything.
I liked him in Freaky,
In
and
in
I
Clay
didn't mind him in
Pigeons, he was
comedies.
passable. Clay, I thought he was. I saw that. What was that one movie he did with Jennifer Aniston? The Breakup.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, oh my God, he was so bad. Cause he doesn't come across as natural
yeah.
to me. He comes across as very wooden and what's the word? Mechanical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here comes James LeGros.
She's got her
I didn't I didn't
what's
know
it
that
bloody
was
called
him for the
with the
longest
umbrella
time.
for the sun.
A parasol.
Parasol, yes.
Well, when they filmed this, it was like the hottest day on record in Los Angeles,
Yeah, but it's filmed in.
and Arizona.
Oh, but then did they do?
It's
Yeah,
set
yeah,
in Arizona, but I believe they filmed it in Los Angeles.
yeah. They the hotel is at Universal, or the house.
Yes.
Got a moulet.
I remember there was this TV special that Taylor Swift did when this Speak Now record came out, and she did some of the performances on the Universal lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a song on there called on that record called Haunted, and she said, I felt like, since we're here, I couldn't think of a better place to do this song than in front of the Psycho House. The Psycho House is not haunted. So I don't understand what the fuck the connection was supposed to be. She clearly never saw the movie.
House.
But the song really isn't about being scared.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about being haunted by the memory of someone.
Yeah. I was going to say something and I've completely forgotten.
He really, I mean, I'm not in a bad way, but in a realistic used car salesman kind of way, hams it up.
Yeah.
James LeGros. So much so that I for the longest time I didn't realize that it was him.
Yeah.
Because you never see him with that shit-eating grin.
Yes.
In other stuff that he's done.
Like, yeah, you can see how he is sort of second guessing what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
from a car
he
salesman
knows
point of
that
view.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's not right with her.
Oh, what I was going to say in regards to the film goers of the past, like going in and seeing it's called Psycho and then seeing that it's about a woman stealing money. It's like, what is this title referring to?
Mm.
Oh, do they have $1,000 bills in America?
I have wondered that myself. I think we do, but they're just very rare.
Yeah. Okay.
And our money you can rip in half, but apparently you can't rip yours
Well, ours is a polymer
in
blend.
half. Yeah. It's a lot more durable.
Yes. And they've got braille on them.
Oh. Wow. But getting back to Vince's ad libs, one of the ones that I hated more than any was after the murder. And he says, "Mother, oh God, mother, blood." And then when he's running out of the house, he goes, "Blood, blood, 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 blood."
Well, Gus must have liked it. But in saying that, and what you're saying with his acting not being great, I feel that maybe he is someone that needs to ad-lib because he just struggles with reciting what's on the page, and the ad-lib makes him more natural, which is probably why he's so much better in comedy than in stuff where you need to be quite formal.
I don't really give a shit. I just think he's terrible.
I just don't like his lips, which I know is very shallow of me to say.
I know, they're weird.
Like,
They are weird. The top lip looks like it's been pulled up or something.
well, it kind of feels like he has put an elastic band around his lips, and like now they've sort of died and stayed on his face.
They are weird. That's something that I always did notice. But I think the worst is the scene when they're in the parlor, and his whole delivery about putting his mother in an institution is just so fucking painful. And especially says, "What do you know about Karen?" He goes, "What do you know about Karen?" And it comes out so unnatural.
Yeah.
And then she says, "I just meant," and then he ad-libs, "You meant what?" No, that's not in the script. Don't do that.
Maybe he would have done better had he tried to be more like Anthony Perkins than...
Well, he might have. I think this movie would have been more successful if they had gotten somebody else
Yeah.
to play Norman, because he was just not. No.
Do you reckon a movie like this could be done today? With its
Like a shot-for-shot remake?
no, with its what's the word?
Subject matter?
Yes. That we'll just say that.
Well, some people might misinterpret it, because as being offensive towards the trans community.
Yes, yeah.
Because, you know, it's not really about being trans, it's about being mentally ill.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. You were saying that you liked the episode of Tales from the Crypt with Brooke Shields.
Yes. Yeah.
And I used to listen to a podcast, a Tales from the Crypt podcast, and the guys were saying how offensive it was that Perry King was dressing like a woman, and that they didn't understand at all that he had a split personality.
Yeah.
And that he was half him,
Yeah,
and he was
it
half
wasn't a
his
case
wife.
of- yes,
and
yes.
it wasn't somebody who they were making it out like because he was trans, he was murderous.
Yeah.
And that was not the case at all. And it's not the case at all here either, because Norman is also half. He's two people. He's half himself and he's half his mother. So it's not about.
Yeah. It's really he's more a puppet for his mother than.
Yeah, and it's not about living an alternative
Yeah.
lifestyle. At the end of the day, it's just all about being mentally unstable.
Yes.
And I don't think being mentally unstable and being transgender are at all related, or should be. So, I don't know, but you might there would be people who would have a problem with it. I would think, yeah.
But in saying that, is the show still running? Bates Motel.
No, that's been over a while.
Okay.
I think I didn't watch it, but I'm pretty sure Rihanna
Was
played the Janet Leigh.
Oh really? Was her name Mary Samuels in the book? You're saying it wasn't Marion, but
Marie.
yeah, Marie.
She writes Marie.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't remember what she writes in the book.
No, you were saying that her name wasn't actually Marion. It was Mary in the book.
Mary.
Yeah. But it was the same last name. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Mary
Mary Crane. And by the way, did you notice? I didn't notice this the first time, but I watched a YouTube video where somebody ran down everything that was wrong with the latest, or Scream 5.
Okay.
And there was a lot of shit, believe me. Shit that I didn't even pick up on. But the girl who was the daughter of Billy, her name was Sam. So her name was Sam Loomis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Really? And that's a bane of contention with me when it comes to horror movies, with people using last names of like horror giants and all. But a lot of horror movies use the last name Loomis.
Yeah. Which I feel... Go for another one.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a wink and... and like...
And idiocy?
Getting your fingers out and pointing. Look what I'm doing. I'm making a reference to Halloween.
Or Psycho.
Yes.
Which Halloween was making a reference
Yes,
to
yes.
Psycho. One thing that I'd never understood with this one and the original was why Norman was so uncomfortable with the bathroom.
Well,
Because when he gestures to it, he says, and the
yeah, but that's because he killed his mum
over
in the
there.
bathroom.
No, he didn't.
Well, yeah, in the bathtub with their lover.
No, killed her in the house.
Yes, no,
But you
but
don't
I'm
even
saying
know
in the
that.
bathtub. Okay, well, that's again what I was saying.
But you don't
It's
even
all
know that.
backstory that
You don't even know that because they don't.
that can make it uncomfortable.
They don't tell you. They don't tell you how he kills her in this one.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
What about in the original?
No.
No. Okay. I thought they mentioned him
Why
getting all
would
jealous.
Why would she be taking a bath in the motel?
No, not no. I'm saying bathrooms in general. I know he killed her in the bathroom in the house.
Well, according to Psycho 4,
Yes.
which was basically a prequel, he killed her and her lover in the bedroom by poisoning
Oh,
her
you know,
iced tea.
actually, that's embarrassing. I think I'm confusing it with Patrick. That was like electrocution in the bathtub, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Sorry.
Another thing I'm glad though that I was totally expecting when I saw this in theaters that they were gonna whip out the fucking the Party City old lady wig.
Well, I think either could have worked fine. Because, like,
Well, nobody does that. Nobody.
no, but
even
if I was to
like women of a
secretly go by drag, you know.
women of a certain age, you know, they don't do that anymore. That's antiquated. That's an antiquated look.
The blue rinse.
But yeah, I mean, like a woman who would be his mother would probably be in her 50s, and
What?
what?
How old's Vince Vaughn here?
I would say he's probably supposed to be in his late 20s.
I was thinking like
But yeah,
40.
no, I don't think he's that old. How old do you think he is now? Jesus.
54.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's just some people look older to me.
I think that this scene coming up is where Anne Heche she shines the most.
Yeah.
And ironically, it's the one that he does the worst job. But you could tell how uncomfortable she is with him.
Yeah.
And
As an
especially
actor.
when he
Just
starts,
kidding.
especially when, especially when he starts rambling on. Oh, and you know what other ad lib he did that I always hated? When Sam Loomis comes to the motel and shows her the picture, and first he acts like he doesn't know who she is, and then when he does admit that he recognizes her, and he goes, you know, that's really not a very good picture of her, and then he goes, at all, and shakes his head. No, don't do that.
Was he
Don't do that.
trying to sort of play him a bit gay?
Well, that's what we talked about this before.
Yes.
I thought so.
Or was he referencing Anthony being gay?
I don't know. I don't know.
Lord. But they pull a lot.
Falsity isn't the right word. It's fallacy. And in the original Psycho, Norman struggles with that word. He goes false,
Yes.
falsity. And he keeps adding the,
Yeah.
Why do you do? Stop it. Stop ad-libbing.
You've got this thing against ad-libbing.
Well, I got this thing about shitty
When it's bad
performances. Oh my god. There was. He did. For the most part, during the commentary, it was Anne and Gus doing the talking, and he was quiet for a good bit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I swear he allegedly must have excused himself and went to the restroom to do a couple of lines, because out of nowhere he's like fucking
life of the
rambling
party.
on. He kept he was rambling, and he was fucking talking nonsense. And he was saying how he was talking about the differences in the way the characters were portrayed, and the actors' choices in this one in comparison to the original, and he kept saying whereas over and over again. And he said that Viggo Mortensen decided to play the role as being on ecstasy, that he was just horny all the time, and all he wanted to do was fuck. And he said that he could tell that the way he portrayed, what the fuck's his name? Sam. Did I say Sam before when I went?
Yeah, I think.
Bill Macy's character.
Yes, yeah.
What the fuck is his name?
Viggo's character.
No.
William H.
Bill
Macy's.
Macy's character. I can't remember his name. Arbogast. But yeah, so yeah, he was saying, and he said it like 3 fucking times, that Sam just wanted to, get some hot oil and rub it on Lila and light some candles and get a lava lamp. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Gus tried to say something, and this was like during, after he kept going on and on.
Yeah,
his
meltdown
not making any sense. It was like, and he kept stuttering too. But Anne kind of laughed, like she was kind of uncomfortable because Gus wanted to say something, and he cut him off.
Yeah.
And Anne just like gives like this uncomfortable laugh, and she goes, "So what were you gonna say? So what, Gus?" So yeah, he didn't lend a lot to the commentary, except a
bit of insanity midway through. Yeah,
a lot of strangeness. Yeah. Oh, the laugh. I hated the laugh.
Lord. So,
and when he says madhouse, he puts emphasis on house instead of mad.
Yeah.
You mean an asylum, a madhouse, as if the house is mad.
You're gonna pick his performance to shit, aren't you?
Yes, I am, because he's terrible.
They should have put some mirrors behind his eyes to give him more life.
Yeah. I honestly don't. I honestly don't have any issue with any of the other performances. I think everybody else does really well.
Yeah.
Especially with making the characters their own.
Yeah.
I think Julianne made the character her own more than anybody.
Yeah.
A madhouse? Did you hear that?
Yes.
People always call a mad. It's so fucking mechanical. People always call a madhouse someplace.
I think it could be
What
because
do you know about? Oh my god, this is painful.
I think that he should have put more of a gap between mad and house. I think because he put the word together. I know it's written as one word, but I think that delivering it as madhouse. I would
hate
leave
this too.
as soon as this conversation was over.
Well, she
I
can't.
would.
She can't. But you could tell how uncomfortable it's
Yes.
but she can't. Not yet.
I wouldn't take a
She's
shower.
got to let him. No. Well, and she says something kind of weird too in the commentary. She said that she thinks that had she not decided to go back and make things right by returning the money, everything would have been okay.
Okay.
She thought that by her character
Getting a conscience.
getting a conscience, she sealed her own fate,
Okay.
and that's why she was killed, which I thought was a little odd.
Well, it doesn't really make any sense to anything.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
It's more just an odd observation that it's probably not even the case.
Fucking pathetic fake laugh. Fucking pathetic performance. Fucking pathetic actor.
See, and what does he, knowing that she's lying, mean?
I don't know. It
Yeah, I
really
did
doesn't.
nothing. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe just that she's disposable. By the way, that
Because
she's, trying
she's
to hide.
dishonest.
Yeah. No. That like she's no one knows where she is.
Mm.
The one good thing about Vince Vaughn is, like, because of his kind of strangeness of facial features, he has a good creepy undershadow look.
Well, he does toward the very end in the last shot before they start dragging the car out of the river. He looks very odd with the lighting and the shadows. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Unfortunately, that doesn't help.
It's just an
craft.
excuses delivery of
No.
Madhouse.
Madhouse, or the or the constant, you know.
It's like, who is he, Larry David?
You know,
Did you ever watch that show?
an ad living. I tried and I could not get into it.
There was that one
I
I
did
didn't
not-
really like with Jennifer Grey. Oh, no, that
An
was the one.
episode.
Huh.
Well, she was on a show called It's Like,
Yeah,
You Know.
yeah, I didn't really like that. There was another one that I liked, but I don't think it was him. Called I'll have to think about it. It was something like whatever. You know, it was just two words that were.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Mm. I don't think that the masturbation scene helped anything.
Well, it didn't relieve him.
No, see, that's the thing. I think it made more sense that he didn't
Complete himself.
relieve
Yeah.
himself. That he went back and killed her. But he said in the commentary that he liked the change because after he finished and went back up to the house, he felt guilty for relieving himself.
Yeah.
And that's why he went back and killed
It's
her.
like going back through your porn history and going, what the hell did I just watch?
Well, depends on what you want. I mean, we're not all into fucking, you know, B&G and S&M and
Oh my god.
whips, chains, barbed wire, leather, rubber, dildos.
Dildos.
Mm-hmm.
I feel this is such an iconic scene. That I wonder what she as the actress was feeling as she was doing it.
I would feel pretty fucking lucky. And she said she did not have a body double,
Yeah.
but Janet Leigh did.
Yes. Thought that this was done nice and creepy. The shower.
And make sure you look out for her butthole.
Oh god. I don't notice. I noticed the cut on her back.
I don't like all these intercut shots during the deaths
Yeah.
or the murders. I don't like that.
It. Yeah.
Especially when Arbogast gets killed. You see like this weird naked woman. and
Yes.
A goat. It's like, what?
Like a life flash before eye moment.
That's what it's supposed to represent, yeah, but it comes across as weird.
Yeah.
All the fucking CGI blood looks so cartoony. that cut or that gash on her back, that was added.
Yeah.
That was CGI.
Yeah, that was an unpleasant look. Yes. I don't see butthole. You see her like spread cheeked.
I'm not looking, so maybe on the Blu-ray you get a good chance at her gaping winker.
A chocolate starfish.
I think she's a little too Aryan to have a chocolate one. It's probably pink.
Now, is this eyeball a photograph of the eyeball?
Mm-mm.
Oh, really? So she had to keep it open that long? What?
She said that it was surprisingly easy to do.
Yeah. Maybe the
because she didn't
angle of
have
looking
confidence
up,
in her. Yeah, she didn't have confidence in herself that she would be able to do it. And they spent the day at the eye doctor and got her fitted for contact lenses. But they didn't use them because she was able to pull it off. But they had to use a still in the original.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I've heard. Well, in the commentary, Gus said they had to use a still shot and they had to cut to the shower head because Janet Leigh swallowed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I had always heard that when they were watching the movie, his wife said, "I can see her breathing."
Yeah.
So that's why the still shot was used.
I just wasn't sure if the pupil because that would be one thing you really could not control is, if a light goes a certain way, the pupil might dilate.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Didn't even turn off the water.
You think if he made a pass at her, she would have invited him into her bed? She doesn't want that mess. She's got Viggo Mortensen, this big fat dick. By the way, it's probably out by the time this is recorded or going to be posted, but 28 Days is getting a 4K UHD release.
The one with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, I like the movie, but
Yeah.
does it really need a 4K UHD release?
Yeah, it's. I feel that there are. Yeah. It is annoying when stuff that you want to see isn't getting a release, and then stuff like that is coming out the wazoo.
Well, getting the royal treatment.
It's like All About Steve. Oh, was that the name of it?
Adam and Steve?
No, there was that one that she did where she was obsessed with Bradley Cooper, I reckon.
Oh. I remember Adam and Steve. Did you see that one?
No. It's got Parker Posey in it?
I don't think so. It's got Malcolm Getz, who used to be on Caroline in the City.
Yeah.
I don't remember. My ex made me watch it. It was a gay comedy. It was alright.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there was a lot of movies you got your ex to watch.
Oh, yes, there were. And I told you, there were only two that he fucking despised. So much so that he felt compelled to tell me how awful they were. And they were Basket Case and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Ah, yes.
And as soon as he said Killer Clowns was awful, I was like, what?
We need to talk.
We need to have a talk. Because everybody likes Killer Clowns from Outer Space, okay? Alright. Okay, alright. We're done. I gotta go.
I hate how he cleans
break.
this up.
What?
Just- That was one thing I thought funny was in God, what's it called? The house that Jack built. Is that he's got OCD, and he keeps going back to a crime scene to clean up because he keeps thinking it's left.
Yeah, I heard that they talk about that in the review that I was watching last night on YouTube. He talks about that.
And then in the end, he ends up accidentally dragging her whole body on the drive home. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think that was an accident. I think that was on purpose. And then it rains, and it cleans it all up. And apparently he cut her boobs off. And I don't remember what he did with the one, but he put the other one under the windshield wiper of a
That was
police
another
car.
death, I reckon.
Oh. Okay, well that's a little twisted.
Yeah. That was there was one woman he kills and he's like, you can scream all you like because no one's gonna, they're in an apartment, and he encouraged her to start screaming.
I don't know how I would feel about watching a movie with Matt Dillon playing a role like that.
Yeah,
How is he?
I thought he was fine. As in, not that I forgot that it was him while he was doing it, but it's sort of like,
Well, the eyebrows are a tip off.
yeah. The role was became more the focal point than the actor playing the role.
Because it was so fucking weird. It's Lars Van Trier.
Yeah.
Is it Van Trier or Von Trier?
Fuck if I know. Why are you asking me these questions?
Because you watch all of his movies. I don't think I've seen one all the way through.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw Antichrist.
Oh yeah, I've yet to watch that one.
And it was terrible.
No, actually, no. What I was, I told you I've been writing up on my Facebook. I put up a movie quote for people to guess what it is. And
Yeah.
I was going to put up one from Dogville. However, the other day I put up one that got me banned. so,
What?
well, they said it condoned violence. I appealed it, and they said, oh, "Okay, you're fine. We'll put it back on." But I thought because I was already in trouble for one, I won't put the Dogville.
What
one
the
up.
fuck was the quote?
It was.
This goes on forever. This whole sequence goes on forever.
But what was good about it in the original is that it sort of got the crowd became invested in the killer, and so and then when someone drove past,
Well,
oh
and
my
unfortunately, in this one, the crowd has to get invested in Vince Vaughn.
God. Yes.
So go ahead. What did you quote?
Did you want the quote or just the movie?
Well, I would like the quote, please.
Okay, let me. I don't remember it exactly, but I'll give it as well as I can.
Oh, for God's sake!
Do you know what I would do if somebody did that to me? I would kill them. I wouldn't even hesitate. I would slash their throat. I would cut off their fingers. I would gouge their eyes out. I would stab them 78 times. My God. But that's just me.
And what's that from?
Well, you'll have to figure it out yourself.
No, I can't do that.
Alright, it's from a movie called Primal Fear.
Oh, I know Primal Fear. I knew it sounded vaguely familiar. Did I ever tell you that story about? I think I
You
did.
left the lights on, idiot. Sorry.
But my ex, the theater major one,
The Whale. I'm just kidding.
had
Sorry.
he had this very strong affinity for Sarah Brightman. And he played me one of her songs, and I was like, she totally ripped that off. That's from Primal Fear. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah. You know the
Yeah,
what is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's Italian
Yeah.
or Spanish, and they play it over the credits.
Yes.
And she wrote a song. I think I don't remember what it's called, but she changed all the words. And he's like, well, there's a documentary, and you see her in the studio writing it. And I'm like, well, and I was like, wait, I just so happen to have the DVD right here. Hold on. And I played the credits, and I was like, do you notice
hear what I
any
hear?
similarity? And he didn't say anything because he hated to be wrong. Hated to be wrong. He would rather gnaw his own foot off than say, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Or you're, okay, you were right. Nope.
So I don't get it. I don't hear it. No. Sorry. You're wrong.
It might have been something to that effect he said, actually.
Oh my God.
Insect? I don't give a fuck.
I don't know if insects feel pain.
I don't care if they do or if they don't.
I know, actually, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other
There's
day.
my backpack!
Yes!
God damn it! Could you, like, take a picture of this and, like, find it for me?
No. You can hardly see it. And it's not quite like the one from my girl either. Because, unless she's got two different straps on.
Who's that right there?
Who is he? Is that
I don't know who that is.
Flea?
It's Flea.
Yeah. Ah.
Crazy bitch.
I was gonna say, I find that he looks like a moron, and how his delivery, like, but I find that I'm like so strangely attracted to that.
Oh God.
Like, flood my basement just like with that.
Have you ever seen Boy Erased?
Sorry?
Have you seen Boy Erased?
No, I haven't.
I think I told you about that movie before. Nicole Kidman is in it.
Yeah,
It was based on a true
Edgerton.
story. Yeah. Well, in the whatever the fuck it's called, gay rehabilitation place.
Yeah.
They were not allowed to use the bathroom
Really?
by themselves. Because they thought that they were going to look at each other.
Yeah, but
So,
wouldn't that be better to then use it by yourself?
no.
So then
It was
there was no one else to look at. That's what I mean.
no. It was a multi-stall
okay.
bathroom, not a single.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple people staying there. So, yeah, Flea plays one of like the guards, and he was fucking nasty. There was one part where the main guy goes into the bathroom and he goes into the stall to pee, and I don't remember what he does. He does some step with his foot.
Mm-hmm.
And Flea goes, "What are you trying to signal me?" And he calls him the F word.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't a Republican senator, so he wasn't signaling him.
You should really watch that movie. It's
No, I
it's
would
very
like
good.
to. Yeah. But Vince, I don't know if the costume designer is a gay man, but everyone is dressed.
No, it's a foreign woman
Yeah.
who doesn't speak very good English apparently. But Gus said that she did the costumes on all of his movies
Okay.
up until that point anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if she still does.
But
Are we going to start
yeah.
talking about the fashion
well,
of the movie?
Vince in a turtleneck. I don't think anyone could have pulled it off.
Nobody
at
looked
all.
good in
No.
a turtleneck. Oh my God. I was watching fucking The Price is Right the other day, and one of the prizes this woman won was like a new wardrobe from Ralph Lauren, and they told you everything that was in it, and one of the articles was a turtleneck dress.
Oh my god! That sounds lovely.
I fucking hate turtlenecks. I remember when I was little, I had a huge fight with my mother because she was dead set on me wearing this hideous cream-colored turtleneck to my aunt's house on Christmas Day. And I cried and I cried and I cried because I did not want to wear it.
I'd rather
I
just
was
like
like 7.
wear the neck thing over my face.
Bazooka Joe. I would have rathered, yeah.
Has he? No, he hasn't won an Oscar, has he? William
Bill
Macy.
Macy?
Yeah. Is he still married to Felicity?
Yeah,
Did she go to prison? I'm sorry, I'm
I
going
think
on. I'm
so.
going on a tangent here. Yeah.
I think she did.
But she
I
took
think
it on the
both
chin, unlike that one from Full House.
Yeah, she got the worst because she was
Adamant. She was a Karen.
well, Lori Loughlin really went out of her way. I mean, getting photos doctored and all that stuff. I mean, like, she really went above and beyond. I think what they did was, not that I'm condoning it, I still think it's bullshit, but I think what they did, Felicity and Bill, was they paid somebody to take the daughter's SATs
Oh,
for her.
okay. Oh,
I think that's what they did.
yeah. Yeah.
Here's the ad lib.
There's your favorite ad lib.
I was thinking, he was in Fargo, wasn't he?
Yes.
Didn't he win something for that?
No, the what's it? The sheriff one. Frances McDormand. Yeah.
Yeah, I know she got a lot of accolades for that. And then she disappeared for like 20 years.
I thought she sort of
And
stuck
then
around, but in smaller,
She didn't get anything very high profile until that Lady Bird movie.
She was in that 3 Billboards.
That's what I meant. Yeah. I always got them confused. The Lady Bird one I did that one I watched.
I
but
want to
it was
watch
very
that.
very forgettable.
Oh, okay. With the one from Lovely
I
Bones.
barely even remember what the fuck it was about.
Who do you reckon? Don't say anyone, but who do you reckon would have done a better job as Norman?
At this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or even if
Well.
he's an actor now, let's say.
Oh god, that fake laugh. Oh. I meant to tell you because I was thinking about Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer might be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that there's a movie about Henry Lee Lucas that was like a really low budget straight to video, and it's called Drifter, and they pulled the fucking Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy because guess who they got to play him?
Who?
Antonio Sabato Jr.
Oh, okay.
Played fucking Henry Lee Lucas.
Jeez.
What? Yeah, let's get this Calvin Klein model over here to play this disgusting drifter who never had a bath or
Yeah,
shave.
but did they make him look ugly like Maureen?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because Charlize did a
I
good
think
job
they
as
probably-
Maureen, but
Well, yeah, yeah, but that was a Hollywood movie.
Yes,
But
yes.
this was a straight to video nonsense. So I think they probably put a little bit of dirt on his face and said,
Yeah, yeah.
"Get in front of the camera."
Yeah, it's like,
Um,
I'm a mouse star.
mm, I'm still thinking. Well,
I
I
was
did
thinking,
think that.
the guy from Dead Girl that was also in Starry Eyes. Would he? I know.
Noah
Yeah,
Sagan. I did think that well, he was young,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
thought the kid who played Norman in Bates Motel did a good job.
yeah. What's he from? Because
I don't
he's
know.
a pretty
He's
well-known actor.
English.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember. Oh, was he in bloody? No, that wasn't him. I was going to say in Willy Wonka, but it's not him.
Um, sure.
But you're not a police officer.
Let me. Um, well, it's hard for me to determine actors
Yeah.
now.
No, that's all right. Just going back to what we're watching now. I was reading the the trivia and saying that apparently Ty West reckons that this movie is quite good, and for the same reason that I quite like it, and what he was saying, that it's sort of an experimentation and creating a commentary on the quality of film, and because what I guess what my feeling is with this is that everyone excluding Vince Vaughn, everyone in this movie is very accomplished and quite good at their job, and they have done the exact same movie as what Alfred Hitchcock did, but it's been critically hated. so, so to me, it's sort of suggesting that there's like a certain X factor that happens with a movie that when it's released, it can be one of the greatest films, but for a next generation, a few doors down, it's not really appreciated.
Well, I do appreciate what Gus Van Sant was trying to do with this, because not everybody is like me. Okay, as sophisticated as I am. All right, because when this came out, I was like 17.
Yeah.
So I had seen Psycho, the original Psycho, many times. I'd seen all of them, Baby Cakes. Okay, all right. And I've been around the block. Okay, bought the T-shirt, read the books. Okay, all right. Okay.
Are you flicking your hair?
No, but he did make this for an audience of youths who snubbed their noses up at black and white movies and thought that the original was such a classic that it should be appreciated by all generations.
Yeah.
So, um, I mean, see, there are a lot of directors who do that, but when they go to make the movie, they completely fuck it up.
Remake it like this one.
Well, nobody else has attempted to do this because
Yeah.
this is such a failure. Well, well, Funny Games doesn't really count because it's the same director doing
Yeah.
the same movie. Um, but
But I think it's the same concept of doing it for a Western audience, like for an English-speaking audience.
yeah, it is, yeah. Um, but yeah, like for directors who take classic movies, especially horror movies, and try to reimagine them for a contemporary audience, and a contemporary audience who may have passed the original over because, especially teenage audiences. Do you remember when you were a fucking teenager? I used to fucking hate if you like listen to a song or watched a movie or read a book that was like a year old, it was like, ugh, that's so old.
So, like,
Why
like
are you
the
listening to
13
that
Ghosts
song?
generation, is that what? And House on Haunted Hill reimagining.
Well, teenagers are like that
Yeah.
in general. If something is not like, fresh out of the oven,
So 5
they don't
minutes
want
ago.
anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. But so, what I was saying was, yeah, because that's the way teenagers tend to be. Except for me, because I wasn't like that. Okay. I was a little too sophisticated for that.
You're
Alright,
you're
yeah.
you're special.
I was special. Yeah. And in the bad way.
You're with Dawn Wiener in the special kids class.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, but it's
Special
the special
persons.
kids, special people club
Yes.
in her garage, or was it her garage or her little clubhouse?
And that was the clubhouse because they tore
Here's
it down.
with those weird
Yeah.
fucking. Her mother was so mean that she
Yes.
tore it down. And she made the brother. She's made the brother help her do it, and asked them to do it in front of Dawn at
We're
the dinner
tearing that
table.
down. And when Missy goes missing and everyone's looking for her, and then Dawn goes missing, and oh wait, you're gone.
Mm. I remember when that movie came out. Heather Matarazzo went on the Tonight Show,
Oh really?
and yeah, that was how I first found out about it. I was like, ooh, that looks different. But yeah, she was still she wasn't acting full time.
Yeah.
She went back to school, or she was about to go back to school. I think it was summer or something when it came out, and he asked her. He was like, "Have you gotten any flack by your peers or anything like that?" And she said, "No, but the one thing that I'm concerned about is when I go back to school that I might get called Wiener Dog."
Yeah.
Because that's what they called my character in the movie. Whether she did or she didn't, I don't know. I can't finish my thought here about remakes. Because yeah, so with the directors who try to remake classic movies from a different generation and make them more contemporary so that contemporary audiences can appreciate them, they treat them more as their own movies as opposed to trying to pay tribute to what made the original so good.
Yeah. Which is almost
Like
counter to their intention.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like I don't think anything that made the original Chainsaw Massacre such a masterpiece is in the '03 version.
No.
Um,
No.
um,
It was very much Michael Bay's Texas Chainsaw
yeah.
Massacre.
Well, Michael, everybody knows I'm Michael Bay's never mind. That you always had an issue with that line for some reason. What is your malfunction?
Oh, the Ali.
Let me get my Walkman.
Oh no, that wasn't me. That was someone else.
No, that was you.
No. I think it was no, it was James that didn't like it.
I don't remember that.
Because I don't have an issue with it. I'm telling you, like, because I remember we're talking about I use it, and he didn't like how I think she called it Walkman or something like it was.
No, she says Walkman.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. Well, it wasn't me.
And she had one of those
It wasn't me.
the sports ones. They were expensive.
Was it the Sony yellow one?
Yeah. They were expensive.
Did you ever have a C demon?
Yeah. A Discman.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
And they used to fucking
Skip all the
the
bloody
batteries used to run out. No, you put the shock
Yes, that's
thing.
right. I think I got mine not free, but I got I collected Coca-Cola labels because they had a competition where you sent in so many and then sent in like an extra $20 and you got one.
I bet you it was junk, right?
No, it's fine.
I had a red one, interestingly enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they've got a Last Supper picture. It's taking me back to my mother's house.
When he died on the news, they were like, when they were teasing it, Seinfeld actor dies. He was in one fucking episode.
Yeah.
And that's not even what he was known most for.
Well, I knew him more from Magnolia and even Modern Family, but...
He was also in Boogie Nights.
Yes, yeah.
That's why I said this was like a Boogie Nights reunion, because
Yes.
you got Julianne and you got Bill Macy.
And, yeah.
I hate the name Periwinkle Blue. Periwinkle. Just-
Strychnine.
You know what Phil over here? You know what he likes? Do you know what he likes?
A bit of
Do
bedroom
you know?
action.
He likes butter in his ass and lollipops in his mouth.
Okay.
That's what he likes. He likes that. You know how I know that?
That's your grinder profile?
Because he said it's in Boogie Nights. He said that. He did.
I only ever watch Boogie Nights on mute so that my parents wouldn't come in.
While you were having a wank
Yes.
over the prosthetic penis?
Yes.
You really didn't jerk off to that, did
no.
you?
No.
I hope not.
Over Julianne Moore saying, "You can come in me if you like." I forget.
No, she says, "Come at me. I want you to. Don't worry, I'm fixed." I love when she says, "I'm fixed." Like she's a fucking dog.
She's neutered.
She's been spayed.
She's the Queen of Spade.
Several women played the voice of Norma,
Okay.
apparently. Think I'm fruity. I'm gonna put her in the fruit cellar because he thinks she's fruity. This is Meisner training at work here.
It's got the Stanislavski.
Mm-hmm. Strasbourg Institute.
Mm-hmm. I think it would have been better had they used an actor that could do a female voice.
No.
No, well, I
that-
just because we know where the twist is. I can still do it, but I have no use for it. I used to know how to do the vertigo zoom.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You know, in Vertigo, where he looks down the staircase and the
Oh, I couldn't finish it because
well, it's a famous technique. It's been used in a few
fucking
things.
what's his name kind of got wore on my nerves a
James
little bit.
Stewart
Yeah.
with that voice.
That
yeah.
voice.
Yeah, I remember watching It's a Wonderful Life. It's in Bill's house and Sharon's.
Yeah, it's a bit much. It takes a while to get used to that.
I think it's a teenage world.
But you could do what?
The zoom. Well,
The
basically,
zoom.
all you do is, with a camera, you zoom out and dolly in at the same time. So it keeps the thing in center, but it moves the whole background
Oh, I
around.
love that effect. I always loved that effect. That's like they do that in. I know you've never seen it because
Prude.
I have no words for you. But in Night of the Demons, that's like one of my favorite shots.
Yeah.
Because when Angela, what's his name? Sal's about to leave, and he tells Angela, "Oh, there you are. I was just warming my hands in the fire." And she pulls her hands out of the fireplace, and they're fully ablaze.
Yeah.
And he looks at her like, "Ah!" And they use that technique.
Yeah. It was done in Jaws when the boy gets attacked on the raft and the life out of it.
Yeah, I always like that effect. Some people like split diopters.
I like Julianne there because she's like, "Get your hand off of me."
Mm-hmm.
And again, Vince is
Like
dressed like a a boy band member.
Speaking of which, that movie I told you about with
BTS.
the
Sorry.
that movie I told you about with the satanic boy band,
Yes.
it's on Tubi.
Okay. Did you ever watch The Silence of the Hands with Billy Zane?
No.
He played her boyfriend character while also playing Jodie Foster. And he was like far more obsessed with the money. Oh, I forgot to look out for the cameo of Gus Van Sant.
Oh, that's in the beginning.
Yeah, and I forgot to look out for it. Bloody hell.
He did the same thing that Alfred Hitchcock did.
Yes. And Peter Jackson does it as well.
What does Peter Jackson do? Peter Jackson has two parts. A lot of people don't realize that. But he has two parts in Brain Dead.
Okay.
He's the guy in the beginning, obviously, who's
Yeah, and then
getting
later, yes.
the rat monkey.
Yes.
And then later he's in the embalming room when the machine goes haywire and he's just giggling. And all this stuff is, the embalming fluid is spraying all over the place. Brain Dead is so much fun.
Making so much noise. When you're trying the most to be quiet.
I remember when I posted the first episode, or posted about the first episode of B Movie Bonanza on Twitter, which was, of course, Slumber Party Massacre 3. Somebody responded and said, anybody who would do a podcast dedicated to a commentary for Slumber Party Massacre 3 is obviously doing the Lord's work. And I responded with, I think it's been pretty well documented that I kick arse for the Lord.
Tracy Lords.
No, I was doing Brain Dead.
Ah, yes.
I
and
could
I'm an
toss
example
the
of being
Lord.
branded.
Yes, clearly. Clearly. Yeah, see, this is when Vince was like, yeah, all Vigo is thinking about is fucking lighting some candles and rubbing some oil and making it. He said making it smooth. I don't know what the
Lord.
fuck that meant. What is that supposed to mean?
Maybe
He wants to make it smooth?
Vince had a crush on Vigo.
Maybe.
They could have had a bit more sexual tension.
Vigo doesn't want that mess.
Are you kink shaming him?
Yeah, because those are so not DSLs, okay? I wouldn't want to look down and I wouldn't see that shit looking up at me. That would be weird.
Yeah.
It would be like,
Having
like
leeches on
ham or something. Yeah, well, ham is a much
Ham.
more pleasant. Ham!
Ham.
Ham! Or like those gummy worms.
Like a gummy worm fleshlight.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wonder if her husband was masturbates.
Oh, God. I remember when I used to watch the original, when Vera Miles sees or discovers Mrs. Bates, and she does that thing where she throws her hand back and hits the light. It always looks so painful to me.
When she hits the globe.
The globe?
No,
she doesn't hit the globe.
Now, I've wondered, did he stuff the mother with the bed stuffing?
I don't know.
Because there's such a dip in the bed where he lays the mother.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. But that thing, those hands on the bureau, those crossed hands, the gold, what are they, gold or something? They were used in the original.
Okay.
It was the same prop.
Were they zoomed in on like that?
Yeah.
They're a good little tension builder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. He's trying to convey emotion again.
Yes.
Please don't.
He does it
Please
through
don't do
volume as opposed to actual emotion.
I know. It's like that cop in Blood Feast when he didn't know how to act.
Yes.
So Herschel Gordon Lewis just said, just scream your lines.
Yes.
It'll be fine.
Do anger at 10, happy at 7, sad at a 3.
Mm.
I don't think I could ever find taxidermy uncreepy.
No.
And even, oh my god.
It's like that scene in Pet Sematary 2 with the taxidermist is stuffing a pug. And he goes, "You would be so much more interesting with blue eyes." And then he puts his fingers through the sockets and pops the eyeballs out.
That's disgusting. Although I made a friend of mine laugh her head off. She's getting towards retirement age, and she was saying she'd love to get into grooming dogs, but she doesn't know enough people to sort of to practice on, and there's no places that really are letting her practice. And I suggested,
Watch him run up the steps. Watch him run.
where he sachets up.
Not only can he not act, but he can't run.
He's mincing his arms around. And I said, oh, maybe you should try like a taxidermy place. And she thought I was
yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah,
Why
but
didn't
you
you
should
just
get good
say,
practice on them?
well, why can't you just, get a free grooming for the pups?
But the Labradors don't really have good hair for grooming.
Well, what about don't you cut their nails though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do it, or do you take him to a groomer? Oh no.
It gives me Buffalo Bill vibes as well, which is I know they're based on the same character, but I do like that.
In the original, the birds weren't alive.
Yes.
I don't even think there were birds down in the fruit cellar. Well, he sounds like he's got some exotic.
Ugh.
That's sexy.
That spider on her face.
I wonder if
feel-
that was really her screaming.
Yeah. I feel like Norman's only strength is the shock. That if someone were to see him coming, I feel like he'd be quite beat offable.
Oh yeah, you could definitely beat him off. He'd for sure let you beat him off. Well, he's very uncoordinated. We know that.
Yes.
The element of surprise, yes, that's
Yeah.
his only real weapon. I think Anne said in the
Oh, yeah.
in the commentary that they had for that final little fight sequence. They brought in this guy that was like going to teach them how to do taekwondo or something, or like throw like professional kicks.
So she just a spin kicking into the face.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Why? Clearly, they nixed the idea. I always did like that though. That Lila kicks him. Well, she kicks him in the face, right? I don't think she does anything really.
No, she hits
in the
him.
original.
Yeah.
In the original, she was just clutching her pearls.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. I feel faint.
I got
Oh my
vapors.
Lord. Dangerously disturbed.
He thinks it's a
You know who's
teenage woman.
dangerously disturbed?
Who?
Whoever cast Vince Vaughn.
Oh my
in
God.
Fucking Brawl. This was always I always thought the worst part of the original because it goes on for
Yeah, they
fucking
trimmed this one down a
ever.
bit more. Yeah.
Oh, considerably. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit of a thing that happened in a few Hitchcock things where they had the explain it moment.
Yeah.
Like even in
Your mother
Darling
was
for Murder,
Sharon Stone.
my God.
Yeah.
when
That you're so fond of referencing. Yeah. But when I do it, it's not okay,
it's just
right?
an eye roll. Yeah, but you've got poor intentions.
That's true. They're not pure at all.
No.
Mm-mm.
But Tarantino mentions that when he was talking about Death Proof, that there's sort of that scene in the middle of it where someone's explaining what Kurt Russell does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's got a good delivery.
He doesn't really explain anything, does he?
No, well, I haven't seen it in so long because I don't actually.
I don't think he does.
No, he talks about it at the hospital. There's a policeman is talking about something happening.
I don't think so.
I used to play that movie to my nephew, just the end sequence thing, because he always found it fun.
Yeah, I think that's it. All you really know about him is that he used to be a stunt driver, and
Yeah, but between the two
he
killings,
still drives that.
Yeah, there's a
He
scene
still drives that car.
where it gets explained while he's at the hospital. Someone's out the, outside of his room.
And says that he was in an accident
Yeah.
before. I don't know. I always thought that scene with the body parts getting thrown on the road was like so grisly. I was not expecting that
The leg
at all.
rip-off was really... Ugh.
Ugh. But you know who the Kiwi was, right? You know who she
Yeah,
was?
Zoe.
Well, you know who she was.
Yeah.
Who is she?
She's a stunt woman.
For who?
Uma Thurman.
That's right.
She's done a
Took
few
you long
things.
enough.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know
Well,
that's
that
where
was
you were going.
that was basically what she was known for, but
Yeah.
when she got the role in Death Proof.
Oh God, I can hear that fly well in my in my headphones.
Now this voice sounds like the traditional Mrs. Bates.
Yeah. They didn't find the money.
I don't. Nah. Well, yeah. I don't think Danny Elfman is credited.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Because he did do the.
Well, he recreated
Yeah.
the score,
Yeah.
but I don't think he was.
Maybe
I
because
don't
he
know.
didn't originate it. Let's say.
That's the crew of the movie.
Yes.
Everybody milling about there are members of the crew. And during the commentary, Gus was pointing them all out. He was like, "That was my he was my intern. That was
Sweet.
the best boy."
Oh, I
Now we
like
get the
this
funky
version.
version.
Yeah. Definitely see me dancing to this.
This version you could smoke some jazz cabbage with too. Yeah.
It's what the kids are getting
Or
down
do
to.
some
Lucy.
some performance art. Well, we already know that apparently Viggo Mortensen was on
Oh, yeah, that's
ecstasy.
right.
Because apparently he was just so horny. That was, he was, that was the way he said it. He was like he was the horny cowboy he wanted to fuck.
I did not get that.
That's
Of
no, I didn't
Viggo's
get that at all.
description.
No,
Though,
no.
if anyone would like to see Viggo naked, he does get naked in Eastern Promises.
Full frontal.
Yes.
Oh, and how's that?
Fine. It's a fight scene that takes place in a sauna.
Oh, I think you told me about
Yes.
that. Well, Vince has that naked fight scene in the prison in that movie.
Oh, okay. Which one?
I don't know. It was like the what was it? Assault on Precinct 13, something
Was
like
he
that.
ever with Jennifer Aniston?
I don't. I think briefly.
Yeah.
Ugh, I can't believe she was with that fucking singer. I can't stand. I don't think anybody likes him. What's
Rob
the fuck's his
Zombie.
name? He's with
Just kidding.
Well, no, she no. He was with Katy Perry for a while.
Oh, was she with him?
John Mayer.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was thinking Russell Brand. It's like...
I said singer,
Yeah.
not
No.
shitty English comedian.
They used John Woo's kitchen knife, which you got a thank you for.
John Woo's kitchen knife. Oh. So did you watch this in preparation, or did you just go by
memory? No, I went by memory.
Viewings?
I saw it
Well, what the fuck's your problem?
semi-recently. I'd been unwell. That's... I'm blaming it on that.
You've been watching your fucking Kiwi cooking show.
Yeah, but that I can watch under a blanket and not pay attention to. Although I was going to say that the one of the main judges is quite cute as well, but he reminds me too much of someone I don't like, so I can't get past it.
And who's that?
My Plan B's ex.
Your ex?
No.
Plan B?
No, you know, my ex-female friend, her ex.
Oh.
He was an asshole.
I thought you had...
an asshole as well.
I thought you had somebody in case Matthew didn't
Oh,
work
no.
out.
In my... on the side, no.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you enjoy Psycho?
The Psycho?
Psycho.
It's Pasico. Okay. Pasico.
Pasicho.
Pasicho. Pasicho. That's the international title. Pasicho is the Spanish title.
Oh, yeah. Yes, actually, I saw that, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
with a bit more of a lisp. Psycho. Sorry.
I would have enjoyed it a lot more had there not been so much bad acting and ad-libbing on Vince Vaughn's part.
That one bad apple spoiled the crutch, is that what I'm saying?
Well,
yes.
When I do think of this, I think of his bad acting mostly, but I do think of Julianne and Anne Heche and the rest of the supporting cast who all do exceptionally
well. I think
well.
Its biggest flaw is in its pointlessness, and I think a lot of people just couldn't get past that there was no reason to have done it.
Yeah.
But if you can get past that, I actually think it's quite a fun film to watch.
Despite Vince Vaughn's performance.
Yes.
Mm.
I can ignore Vince Vaughn. I don't get too caught up in his...
in his lips.
Okay, I can't get over that, but... It reminds me of, actually, yeah, like Mr. Potato Head lips. If you remember in Loaded Weapon...
I was gonna say Goldie Hawn's lips in the first
Oh my god. Yeah, but like a Wish version where it's...
I'm just imagining Maggie Smith.
Oh, and your lips.
And your lips. To Vince Vaughn. Oh. I gotta calm down a little bit.
You got a cramp.
That felt good. Oh, yeah. Maggie Smith was at the premiere.
Yes.
And she met Vince Vaughn, and as soon as he turned away, she went, "Oh, and your lips."
Fork.
Yeah, and as soon as they asked her what she thought about the movie, she said, "Oh, he's someone. He's something."
Jackie O had one just like it. Well, I certainly had a wonderful time Thank you for doing it with me.
Well, thank you for joining me for this hot ass mess. For Pacifico. Pacifico. Yeah, I'm sure, Jan. So, unless you have any final thoughts, we're going to put a pin in this one.
No, though I'm sure you know where the boys and the liquor are.
Always. Always baby cakes. Okay. Alright. I would follow it up with something, but I can't.
I am not
bring
your
me
fan.
the axe. I don't. Oh. It's one of your fans. And now you're going to start choking me out?
Yes.
And I'm going to start
Barbara,
overacting that. Oh, one day it will happen.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. And once again, if you're listening to this episode on YouTube, if you would like to hear it with the movie audio, you can check it out on your favorite podcasting platform. All right. So, again, thank you for listening. Thank you to Tony for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.